Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house. Into the crack house.
Hello and welcome to Minisode 5 of Fort Fritz. I am joined as always by Mandaddy.
Hi.
Nick Spry. Hello. Angela.
Hello.
Kaz.
Hey, y'all.
Let's get right down to it. This is your source for all of the paranormal news of the week, and I will start off by asking you guys this question. Posit this, if you will. How old do you think Homo sapiens is as a species?
How much we thought they were like a few weeks ago, or how much we think they are now?
So you're just going to go ahead and ruin his whole thing?
Go ahead.
Yeah, right off the fucking bat.
I'm going to say like 200,000 years.
200,000 years would be a pretty close guess. It's 195,000 years. But as Mandaddy has intimated, new fossils found in Morocco pretty much put that at 300,000 years ago.
Really?
It's the oldest known species of bone.
And so that's going to really change the way we look for the quote-unquote missing link and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
yeah.
a whole different era we're going to be looking at than we thought before.
Well, Nintendo's on it.
Nintendo is also, yes. But as of right now, the closest living relatives to Homo sapiens are chimpanzees and bonobos.
Fake news!
Bonobos.
Bonobo.
You know how bonobos, they do the same thing. Bonobos. Bonobos do the exact same thing for greeting, for saying goodbye, and aggression. They fuck.
I heard that.
Really?
Yeah, bonobos, just for whatever emotion
Also,
they are, they just bang it out.
Also, unique bonobo fact, they are the only other primate that engages in face-to-face copulation.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
fascinating.
Wow, how was your weekend?
Bonobos do it looking at each other. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey guys, I learned something this weekend.
Nintendo's been good to me. Is the bonobos monkey the one that has like that Jimmy Durante nose?
Yeah.
No.
No?
That's funny, though.
That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, so Homo sapiens is now dated to around 300,000 years ago.
That's crazy.
Who knows where the hell we came from, but
Aliens.
they are pretty much saying that the idea of the Fertile Crescent in Africa, which is where they think mankind came from, they don't think that that's necessarily true anymore. So this kind of throws into doubt a lot of the evolutionary origin story of Homo sapiens.
That's awesome.
That's why you can't trust them damn scientists. They're lying to you all the time about their climate change and dinosaurs not walking around with people.
Nick Sprague, do you have any spooky words you can tell us?
This week, when we're talking about expanding our spooky lexicon, I was doing a little searching on the web and decided to talk about words in other languages that do not have a literal English translation that have to do with haunting or spooky type subjects.
Cool.
The first one that popped up that I just had to talk about is from Greece, and it's Rhaphanedosis, which...
Can you spell that?
Rhaphanedosis.
Wow.
Rhaphanedosis. But this basically means the shoving of a horseradish root up an adulterer's ass.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know why this has come up on a spooky haunting website, but it definitely
It's
has.
spooky, that's why.
By the way, my source for this is crack.com.
Oh, crack.
I love
Nice.
crack.com. They totally took that magazine and made a really fun website. Annoying pop-ups like a mother, but still some funny-ass articles.
But I guess this was enough of an occurrence in ancient Greece that they had a word for it, and this specific punishment, because when you think about it, a horseradish root itself is giant to begin with, plus all of that spice.
Yeah, that's a spicy meatball.
Very antiseptic.
And please note, they say this practice does not result in the growth of a healthy new horseradish plant. There were some other words, though, that are a little bit more serious, and one I found was toska in Russian. And this is sort of a unpleasant state of mind, a melancholy, a sadness, an anguish, a yearning. It's all of those, and then even more on top of that. Nabokov talks on how there is no way to describe the depth of this word. It's a sensation of great spiritual anguish, quote. It's a morbid sort of feeling that there is no way to ease the pain of the soul.
And that's Tosca, Toska?
Yes.
It's kind of also like ennui, right? Like when
It's a Russian flavored ennui. Right. It's so much more intense.
You're really bored, but you have this longing of not knowing your place in the cosmos kind of thing.
Existential yearning of some sort. The Czech language, that is litost, Litost. This is another word that sort of speaks to, and I'm quoting here now, Mango Languages, which is a learning center for learning different languages. It's a great program if you want to check it out. This particular article is written by Jillian Rodriguez, but she says that Latos speaks to a state of agony, humiliation, and emotional torment, but there is no English translation that quite captures it. Even Milan Kundera, the author of The Unbearable Lightness of Being, was quoted as saying that its first syllable, which is long and stressed, sounds like the wail of an abandoned dog.
Wow.
I know. This guy,
That's
communicator.
Flowery language.
He's going
Yeah.
poetic.
Yeah.
And he says that as for the meaning of this word, I have looked in vain in other languages for the equivalent, though I find it difficult to imagine how anyone can understand the human soul without it. So,
That's pretty tight.
Yeah, that's really that's
Yeah.
One of these, the first Minisode applause
very
right there for
nicely
Nick's
done.
Prime.
All
I
right.
have a homework assignment for you. I want a spooky word of depth from the Klingon language. Did you know they have something like stubbing your toe in the middle of the night and it's your pinky toe and you spill your wine? I mean, they'll have one word for just a deep, deep, deep anger. I want to hear it.
I'm on it.
Well, then, kaplok to you.
Man, Daddy, what do you got over there?
All right, well, I was going to bring up a little piece of cryptozoology that is also tied to a song by one of my favorite bands. And this little creature is known to be up in the woods of the northeast, like Jersey woods, upstate New York, kind of that type of thing. And it's known as the squonk.
The squonk.
The squonk.
Squonk.
And the squonk is a little creature about 3 foot tall and extremely just folds of skin and with pimples and warts on it. It's just an extremely unattractive animal.
It's like a middle schooler.
Basically.
Oh.
They don't smell as bad. And that's the worst thing when you're a young kid, when all of a sudden your dad at one point is like, all right, you need deodorant now. You hit it. You're there. You're a man. But the squonk is like I said, a squat little creature that populates the woods, and the way you can hear them at night is from their eternal sobbing.
So it is
because
middle school.
there's very few of them, and they just cry all the time because of how sad they are and how alone they are, and they know how ugly they are.
That's
And
like how emo kids are born.
it is.
Yeah.
It's like an emo seed.
Everyone's camping and they go, oh no. Do you hear
Squonks
that?
are crying.
In the distance, I think I hear a Nick Drake album.
Aw.
I hearest the weeping of the squonk.
And then after that, it's like, My Bloody Valentine. No, they're fine. They're cool.
Good.
It was a good band. It was a good band.
Somewhere Robert Smith just heard that and said, good. So you just hear these ugly little things crying. And so there's one story, and it's depicted in the song Squonk by Genesis, off the song, off the album Tale of the...
Trick of the Tail.
Trick of the Tail thing. I was going to say Tale of the Tape, which is the Billy Squier album, but Trick of the Tail, the first album with Phil Collins on vocals. And so a hunter goes out, and you can never catch the squonks. They just always are too quick once they know that someone's going for him. So he set out his sack, and he started crying on the other side of the sack, acting like it was another squonk.
Really?
And so the squonk crawls into the sack, and he grabs the sack, and he's able to take it,
This
and
is
he's
the premise
walking
of a
home.
Genesis song?
Yeah. Yes,
What?
yeah, the song Squonk. And so he's carrying the squonk on his back in the sack, and as he's walking home with it, he can hear it crying. He can hear it crying, and then he noticed that the crying stops, and the sack seems a lot lighter. And so he puts the sack down, and how squonks are never captured is because they can evaporate into their own tears, and so all that's left in the sack is a pool of tears.
Oh, that's really
And
interesting.
so that's what that one of the last lyrics of the song is just a pool of tears. And so that's why squonks can never be captured, because their sadness allows them to just evaporate into their own tears. Check it out. Check out Squonk. It's on the album Trick of the Tail by Genesis. Amazing song, and I love Genesis, except for the last 2 albums. And so what do you have for us there, Angela?
All right. Anyone a Stranger Things fan?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone seen it?
Yes.
All right. Season 2's coming.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
When is that going to be?
So it's actually coming out on Halloween.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
Which is
I love the
Pretty
date
cool.
they picked, because
Yeah.
every one of our ages is going to be sitting
Every
around, or
geek.
excuse me,
Yes.
your age.
So, 11, Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Will.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be fighting something.
Oh,
that I
God.
don't want to give it away. He's a little weird and disturbing, but people will love it.
Donald
Nice.
Trump.
So they've
No,
already,
because people won't love that.
they've already been filming it, or are they writing it?
Oh, they're
They've already been
filming
filming it.
Nice. Principal photography must have ended like months ago. Like, imagine like your
Not
job is
anymore.
to go out and scout.
Oh,
you know, like
yeah.
scout locations. God, that must be such a cool job.
I know that actually would
But
be
with,
a really
with
great
digital
job.
editing now, it's crazy how that a lot of times they'll
Yeah.
be filming like a few weeks up till some stuff, especially when you have something that's going to be released incrementally. But except for these shows are dropped all at once. You have to have all 12 or 13 episodes done.
Or people cry.
So much crying.
People squonk it.
Squonk.
They squonk
Yeah.
it out.
Squonk
Quit
themselves
being
away.
a squonk.
Oh, Betty got too drunk at the party last night. She was totally squonked out, man.
That's sad.
Squonk
Too
myself
much to
away.
drink. I get all squonky.
So is
cool.
there any
Yeah.
more details about the story they're leaking or anything like that? I've seen a few
Any new,
screen captures of
Celebrities on the show?
No celebrities that I'm seeing
Same
here in
cast,
these
I think.
reports, but that it's not really a monster. It's actually more of a human. That's
Oh.
Really?
Well, the
Villain.
kid, spoilers.
Spoiler rumors.
Spoiler alert.
No, you're not spoiling.
Well, no,
anything.
the first one, the kid at the end, the kid was like, "Bleh," he like puked up the slug or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So it's gotta be him, right?
I don't know. Maybe somebody different.
Not,
Be
but
cryptic about it.
I've actually seen some screen captures of something more scary than that. So it's going to be a really interesting
The
season.
monster they ended up with was good. Like it was
Oh, I
scary.
was-
It was
The Death
weird.
Warden?
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
It was a good
and
one.
it's a great
monster.
Dungeons and Dragons reference. So
Yep.
how do you not love
Absolutely.
it?
Well, very cool.
Kaczynski, what you got for us?
So in a similar vein of horror movie news, did you guys see that they are remaking Flatliners?
Really?
What?
Yeah. I did not see that. That's a
No.
great. I love
It's gonna
that
be in the
movie.
Flatliners movie.
That's cool as shit.
Yes.
Ellen Page is going to be in this one. I love Ellen Page. So it's gonna be,
Okay.
I'm glad you guys were all excited because I was too, but that's kind of where the excitement ends. If you haven't checked out the trailer yet, it looks super whack. Like it looks extremely, extremely hokey and weird, and like they completely missed the vein of the kind of horror-y.
Yeah.
It looks very. It looks more like somebody watched like the OA and just kind of wanted to make Flatliners.
That show was so good until the interpretive dance section came on. And then it's like, huh?
I loved it. I want to learn it.
I enjoyed it. But once that happened, it was a lot to swallow. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what she said.
Yeah.
But Flatliners, come on, what is
Right,
it?
I mean,
like,
I think that's what they're banking on, and like a lot of movie studios now is like, well, we're going to do it. People are going to go watch it anyway. Just
Was Flatliners Stephen King?
possibly.
I don't think it was.
know.
What am I thinking of? Tommy Knockers?
no,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're thinking talking about
Something
it.
like that.
Or-
Definitely was,
okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
Flatliners
they got-
was
Which is a great
Kiefer
name for a
Sutherland,
transsexual
Julia
stripper.
Roberts. It was them making like a foray
Nice.
into the afterlife after your brain, like once your body dies, where your mind goes.
nice.
It was,
It was
a
great.
great
It was
flick.
creepy.
Great flick.
And really
Super
atmospheric and
Yeah.
And you had like a certain amount of time before you could revive them, and that was
exactly.
like,
Yes.
and that was the
Yeah.
tension where like
Finally
one of the
dies.
characters like, "There's only 2 minutes left. You have to go save them." You know.
So yeah, it looks like it'll be fun if you were a fan of the film, but the trailer didn't seem to do it any justice. So hopefully
That's a bummer.
it's actually a lot better. Potentially spooky, cool movies coming out. They're going to do a Paradise Lost movie, and it's going to be big budget. Like the description was a biblical Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yeah, they wanna do,
Milton's
like,
masterpiece.
yeah.
Who's behind it?
Epic.
I haven't
That's a
seen,
big deal.
haven't seen any names attached yet, but as more news comes out, we'll get that on there.
That could be done really well or just horrific.
Right, exactly.
Right.
That's either going to be Ben-Hur or Sharknado.
Actually, good segue into my final announcement. They are so in the vein of these like tongue-in-cheek kind of monster pun movies like Sharknado
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. The latest one that I saw was Tsunami.
No,
God.
Tsunami zombie.
Why not?
Incredible.
That is fucking great.
Why not? I'm not even mad.
I know. I'm impressed. It actually took this long to get there.
Yeah.
We'll try to do like a communal.
Is this another
screening
like
of
sci-fi
Tsunami.
movie production?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's I think it's
So
probably
they're just all in now.
more like
Why not?
Yeah, they're just If it works, do it.
Their last 4 hits have been Sharknado movies. So
It's
Sharknado.
it
Might
is
as well.
true.
It wasn't even necessarily the first 4 Sharknado.
There's going to be a
movies.
Sharknado versus Zoo Zombie, two zombies, two zombies.
Two zombies.
They're, it's just, they're two zombies.
Two zombies.
I look forward to Kaz's movie news because there's a lot of stuff that I didn't even know. How did I not know about these?
Exactly. And also, Friday the 13th, man, oh man, that game is good.
Yeah.
That
Played it.
game is awesome.
Played it.
Okay,
Watched it.
we got to have
Really good.
we have to have a Fortnite.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely.
And also, I don't know, like I like the gameplay, but like, did you feel like the kind of animations went over the top a little bit? Like you kind of
Yeah.
got a little squeamed out occasionally. Like,
Oh, come on!
Yes, absolutely.
It's a Friday
Jason-
13th game
It's
in
a Jason
2017.
game. I get it, but I'm just like, all right,
Yes,
it's
I
egregious.
did.
It's like, all right, and you gotta watch it 7 times, like over and over and over.
Yeah.
My wife is a huge fan of that game. She's been playing the hell out of it. And there was one moment where I looked over and she had her hand over her mouth. And any good husband knows she is not feeling the scene. She's not feeling it right now.
Oh no.
Is someone being beat to death by a poodle or something?
2 disembodied thumbs up.
All right, well, that is Minisode 5.
right.
We are Fort Fritz with, of course, Fritz, Nick Spry,
Hello.
Angela,
Hello.
and the Kaz. I'm Man Daddy. Thank you all very, very much for listening. Check out Fort Fritz. We're on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. We're on YouTube. We're on every damn platform that's
internet,
out
we're
there.
on the cloud.
Check it out. We're on the cloud. You can just find us. Just reach out and find it. We are Fort Fritz.
Just pray.
Thank you all very much for listening. We'll see you next time.